I've done about 1,100,000 miles.
Wow.
I'm just about at the 100,000 over the million.
What do you do when you're 90? Well, for most people, you probably don't do much. But what do you do when you're 90 and you still have a love for the open road? Well, if you're Glen Turple, you probably still go to work at your motorcycle business 4 days a week, and you keep racking up mile after mile on your 1 million mile reputation. I go to meet Glen at his shop on a Tuesday afternoon. When I arrive, he's in a bit of an impromptu meeting. Then he meets me over at his office where he quickly finishes up a bit of paperwork and then shows me some photos of a trip he was on solo earlier this year. I'm at Glen's shop, Turple Brothers, named for him and his brother Rex. It's located just off a busy highway in a bustling part of the city. I'm wondering what it took to get him to this place in his life. After living 90% of a century, I really want to know if he has some insight into what all those years of motorcycling were like and what kind of advice he can offer to the rest of us.
Well, we bought our first motorcycles in 1946.
Yeah.
We started selling bikes off the farm at Olds as a hobby in 49.
In Olds?
Just east of Olds.
Yeah.
We were just a mile and a half out of town, just east of the Olds College.
Yeah.
And in the fall of 1956 we moved into Red Deer, and I worked by myself downtown that first winter. And my brother played hockey in the wintertime, so just the two of us there for a while.
Just you and your brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. And it grew gradually over the years. Put in some awfully long hours. Used to go to work at 5 in the morning. And then we moved out here May 1st. Opened up here May 1st, 2000 in the new building.
So 18 years?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's over 18 years now.
Yeah. Well, of all the bikes you've ever seen, do you have one that you had was your most favorite?
Well, in some ways, different models. The 49 Norton was the first one I put a lot of miles on in a short period of time, like 23,000 miles on it in 13 months.
Oh, wow.
Including a trip to Los Angeles.
And when was this? What year was this?
The trip to Los Angeles was 1950, but we got the bike in the summer of 1949. And at that time they were I think it was $840.
Oh, wow.
For a 500 single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gravel road the whole way to Los Angeles.
Oh no, it was mostly paved in the States.
Okay, yeah.
But it was mostly gravel here,
Yeah.
and some highways here were still dirt roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That must have been quite the adventure.
Yeah, it was more adventurous.
Yeah. This wasn't the first time I met Glen. He used to be riding partners with my grandfather before he passed away, and we'd taken a ride a couple of years earlier just to show him the bikes one last time. It was also the place I chose to set off from on my own solo around-the-world adventure just a few months after that trip out to see my grandfather. So Glen and I had a little bit of history going to this. I wanted him to tell me a few stories about riding with my grandpa. Well, you and my grandpa used to ride together quite a bit.
Yeah,
what kind of adventures did you guys get up to?
We took several trips, and
yeah.
And the one was to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then across to California and so on. Another one we took was to Niagara Falls and then over to Vermont and made the loop around back.
A little loop?
Yeah, yeah. And another time, well, some we trucked on to St. George, Utah.
Oh, yeah,
and then rode from there.
Like in the winter or something?
In the winter time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. I know that he's been in a number of accidents. Have you ever crashed your bike up or wrecked your bike up? I've seen him in casts, and I've seen him in wheelchairs, and I've seen him in neck braces, and I've seen him in all kinds of stuff.
Well, he had his challenges. He was so short, he had trouble reaching the ground.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he'd get going. When he was by himself, he'd go so long he was overly tired.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Yeah. He just, when he wanted to get somewhere, he just got on the road and kept going.
Yeah.
I kind of slowed him down a bit.
Yeah. Take a little break.
Yeah. But yeah, he was great to travel with. He was just one of those guys.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I remember I don't think I ever rode with them, but I did get tied on the back of the seat a couple times where they took some rope and tied me on the seat so when I fell asleep I wouldn't fall off the bike and we could go for a ride for an hour and come back home again. And you never, so on your bike you never racked it up or anything?
Well, I did in 2013, but it was actually a medical thing I found out after, and it was the first solo ride in the spring, and I wind up landing and hitting a snowbank and flying off.
A snowbank?
Yeah, the highway was clear.
Yeah.
But I had been riding the trike all winter, but it was my first solo ride.
Yeah.
On my 1200 that I had 347,000 kilometers on it.
Oh wow, 347,000?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many times did you redo the seals?
Fork seals a few times, but not the engine.
Else?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Lots of tires and that.
Yeah, I bet a lot of rubber went through that.
Oh yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. No, it was still running strong.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I wound up getting a pacemaker after that, and a friend of mine had the same thing happen.
Huh. So you're going to slow down at all, or?
Oh, I've slowed down lots, but I can. The one thing where I can maintain normal speed is with the throttle.
Yeah, that's good. That's interesting.
Personally, I can't move as fast like I used to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. So, where do you think where does the drive come from for everything? Like you spent 60, 70 years in business now and a million miles and just get up and go every day?
Well, it's interesting. Just the fun of riding and the exhilaration of it, and makes me feel younger when I get out on the bike.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm walking, then I start feeling my age more.
Yeah, you feel a little more slowed down. Yeah, you keep some at work. How many days a week do you work? You work?
Well, and I've been working about 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. I don't come in until about 11.
It's a little more than a part-time job.
Yeah, it's a part-time job.
Yeah.
Not the 60 hours a week I used to average.
Yeah. And are you planning on retiring, or just keep on?
No, as long as I got the health to come in and keep my driver's license. I got it for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Providing I don't have a medical hiccup.
Yeah.
Which they can take it away anytime.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So every 2 years you do another medical?
Yes.
Okay.
A medical and eye test and so on. Yeah.
Oh, well, you must be good then if you're still passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passed it, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You're than that, but okay, you're 9 years old. If you could look back at 20-year-old you who was getting into business and bikes pretty heavy, would you give yourself any different advice than what you learned over the years?
Well, things just kind of evolved, and if in 1951 we got up to 6 quarters of land, I worked with my dad on the farm as well as selling bikes in the sideline.
Yeah.
And I could have been a big farmer like a lot of them are. He was good at what he did, and I learned lots from him.
Yeah.
And we could have got to be big farmers and taken the winters off.
Yeah.
In the retail business, you can't do that.
Yeah, no days off.
Well, there's days off. You have to take some time off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you bog down.
Yeah.
But there's so many things of interest to do and see that I've enjoyed.
Yeah. And do you think you would have enjoyed it as much if you'd worked for somebody else along the way?
Oh, probably not. Although I probably would have had less stress and so on.
Yeah.
So, when you're in business, you've got lots of challenges.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, challenges are good. It keeps you going.
Yeah, kind of work your brain a little bit and
that's right.
figure out how to get over it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a pretty full life. So of all the bike adventures you think you've been on, do you have a favorite one that you sort of enjoyed the most?
Well, there's been a number of really good ones. My wife went with me on one trip that we went to Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and down to Florida.
Oh, that's quite a trip.
And then back over to Arizona, and then brought the bike back, hauled the bike back in the wintertime from Arizona. We left in the fall. And so that was one of the highlight trips.
Was that quite a few? Was it a few months?
1982. Yeah, we left the middle of September.
Yeah.
And stored the bike in Florida, and then flew back down, or drove down to Arizona and flew over to Florida, and then rode back in January.
Oh wow!
Friends met us in San Antonio, and that were in Florida, or in Arizona already.
Yeah.
And that worked out real good.
Oh, sounds like a great trip.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's been lots of different things, different trips. I've been in all 49 states, riding from here.
From just kind of like a spider all over the place.
Yeah, well, over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
Not all in a row.
Yeah.
From Alaska to Key West, Florida.
Wow.
Yes.
Everything but Hawaii.
No, it didn't. There's that big pond between.
Yeah, that's a bit of a. You get paddles for it. You get the Sea-Doo maybe instead of the bike.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
I liked that in over 1 million miles, his fondest adventure was a trip with his wife, and I decided to leave things there. Fond memories, proud photos, and a lifetime of stories. It seems Glen has everything he needs right around him. They say the first 1 million miles is the hardest to get, and with that, the shop closes, and I watch him ride off towards his next 1 million.